Oh, that worked. Then this is the second important part. Please pick up. There we go. And the cutscene is not the only thing that is... I completely botched that. Great. It keeps up the impressive visuals throughout the entire game. That much is a promise. Now...
Little Goody Two-Shoes.
The hard part is remembering which files I should save on. This is a horror game, by the way. I almost want to read it, but I just... Cat's Cradle. Yeah, I raved about this game a lot.
For goodness sake!
I can actually have this on auto. Since this is gonna be my third time through? Since it's still basically the intro, I'm kind of just letting it go. Because there is a lot to explain, just not right here. I also do believe the film game is a setting. Bernard Ludwig. I've been working late, if you'd so kindly believe. If anyone's putting me in danger, it's you. We all know the witch isn't real. Heinrich Bernard Ludwig. All the NPCs in this game actually aren't just like replaced. Each of them do have names. So you can identify them. Hit a bloom. Voice language can also be switched at any time, I believe. Mostly because of the fact that it's just like clips. It's mostly sound bites that, as opposed to just like fully voiced things most of the time. And
For goodness sake!
there's a save spot. I think this cast is around 20 to 25. That would have been the first. No, that wasn't the first. I can't remember which ones these are on. So we will be using file number 0.
What in the Lord's name?
Grab the broom. You don't need to grab that until after. The tinderbox should be upstairs. Should be... oh, control. Can I not see it by the light? Oh, I never saw the grapes in the foreground.
This? Keep it together, Elise.
Don't worry, you'll see various reasons for that. Find the burglar. Also, the flowing hair while running. You don't really get too many chances to see it like that, but just, it's still really nice. Every CG is also just incredibly beautiful.
Out with it! Huh? Hurry it up! Out with it!
I probably should spend a little bit more time with you instead of all my time with Freya.
Hurry it up! Oh, but
Nothing but dirt and weeds. Are you all by yourself?
Yes.
Be that as it may, you're still...
Oh, but Oh, shush it! I'm sorry. For goodness
sake.
Oh, that's...
And then you can...
I'm sorry, I did it! Alright.
A new living maid. Don't go into strangers' homes if you don't want to clean them top to bottom. Complaining already?
Yes.
In exchange, I suppose you can stay here. But no more thieving. A very purple and cute maid. Does sound fair, ma'am, and it is very kind of you, but... Fine, you're not a thief. Would you stop calling me ma'am? Do I look like an old hag to you?
I'm sorry. Alright. Yes.
Selenic Wanderer.
goodness sake. Yes.
She is a sweetheart. She is a sweetheart, but she has not stolen my heart. At least not yet.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
While you're at it, you can sweep the chimney and clean out the fireplace too. Oh, and wipe that stain off my wall and wash all my windows.
All right.
I want this place sparkling by the time I wake up tomorrow. Understood?
Of course. For goodness sake. I'm sorry.
Let me show you to the well out the back.
Oh, but
Look here, lassie, I have no good reason to trust you. Every single corner of this house is to be absolutely spotless by sunrise. Dare to cross me even once, and I'll be having a word with the townsfolk.
you hear?
I have Sunday Mass to attend tomorrow. Ah, I can I can look at this now. Granny Holly used to love this thing, didn't she? I never truly understood why exactly. There's hardly a need to be that harsh, but still. What if she's dangerous, or worse even? She's the witch the townsfolk have been talking about? What would Granny do, I wonder? She didn't raise me to be like this. I even threatened to tell on her, too. This should go straight to Sontok. And awake. Can't be late for Sunday Mass or Father Hans will.
You can't be serious.
Managing stamina. You will lose 1 bread for each time period that passes a day. That's 6 bread a day. Manage your normal, food, and key items through the item menu. You can consume and use items through the item menu as well. Did it always look like this? Doesn't seem like she took or broke anything, but...
Frozen Marine!
Is that her name? Can't believe she tied it up and left just like that. I didn't even give her anything to eat last night, the poor thing. Now where could she have gotten to? Yeah. This game also just has a lot of really good-looking foreground art.
Frozen Marine! For goodness sake. Please.
Honestly.
I'm sorry.
I was afraid I'd get lost in the dark. Come with me now.
I'm sorry.
Who do you take me for? Some wretch? Forget what I said last night. Not exactly my finest moment. I didn't mean to be such a brute, truth be told.
I'm sorry. For goodness sake.
All that's dead and buried. I'm running late for Sunday Mass. Bring Rosa Marie home. Flock? Fluffy companion.
I'm so glad.
Know this goat?
Of course.
They all have a very eccentric, kind of late 80s, somewhat early 90s anime style, so that's probably why. And that's before the expressions get really exaggerated. The cuddliest little thing, you say?
Anyway. Yes.
You did a decent job tidying up. Did pretty much everything I asked you to.
I'm so glad. Oh, shush it!
Have some bread, you must be hungry.
Yes. For goodness
For goodness
sake.
sake. You do remember I hit you with a broom, right? Called you a thief, made you do my bidding and whatnot? I suppose I didn't.
All right.
Don't wander about and don't make a mess.
Of course.
Pursue your love interest. Talk to your favorite girl when you see a heart above her head to schedule a romantic date for later. Could come neatly later today. What's keeping you from telling me now? It's important, so I'll be in the back by nightfall. For goodness sake. It best be worth my while, you hear? All romantic dates are marked with a heart icon. Each date will skip one time period. That's the map of Kieferberg. Check your objectives, romantic date, and task on Kieferberg's map. This is the good part. I think seeing that was the moment I decided to get this game. There's a save point over there. Auntie Gretel. And this is how I get most of my bread. And she's tiny. Smart Thing says to buy 2 bread now, or at least 1 bread. But I will hold on to that because I don't know when I might need that extra 5 for something. Because need something, don't forget to stop by village shops for helpful items. I could use a Lebkuchen. Story events. All story events are marked with the book icon. If marked by the clock icon, they'll skip 1 time period. That's a big bark for a small dog. Bertha. Good morning to you too, Miss Bertha. Adelie? Alma. It's got a little ascot. It can't bark. It can't bite. Or at least it shouldn't. Marielle. There was a frightening windstorm last night. It swept through the alleys, nearly ripped some roofs off. She's saying it came from the woodland, that's what. So, it's no use entertaining such notions, my dear. You'll see, Marielle. All we can see is we're running late for Mass. The woodland, huh? I have to hold it in. I have to hold it in. Evergreen, sweetheart. Are you always so cheery, Freya? I overslept a little, I suppose. Didn't get that much sleep last night.
Oh, what can we do?
Your sprig? Lavender right under her bed.
I'm sorry.
Wilhelm,
Shush it, you!
you're the one wittering on, Freya. May the blessings of the Lord, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit be with us.
May the hallowed Saint Walpurga take heed of our prayers. This Saturday we will once again be celebrating our patroness, Saint Walpurga. As you all know, preparations for the festival are already underway. Let us all contribute to the best of our abilities, brethren. That said, I am aware of what transpired last night. Several of our neighbors were severely affected by the windstorm. I urge everyone to lend a hand in clearing out the alleyways. Let us all have compassion for each other in these trying times. Let us trust St. Walpurga to guide our people to keep Kieferberg out of harm's way. May the Lord be with you, brethren. Amen.
I love this screen so much. Sugary devotee, Le Cousin.
Shush it, you.
Don't I keep telling you to take your apron off for Sunday Mass? I'm certain the Lord couldn't care less, so why should you? You're riling me up on purpose again, Leb.
For goodness sake. See you later, Elise.
Relationship menu. Ignore that suspicion bar. Open the locket to check on your relationships with Rosa Marie, Freya, and Lepkuchen. Could you? Didn't leave a link. Explains the hilarity. You're hopeless. As long as you keep indulging me. So it's my fault, huh? She also gives you daily bread. Mr. Bernard said you were rather late getting home last night. Is that so? I did tell you it was almost supper time when you stopped by. I told you Miss Elma worked me like a donkey right up until nightfall. Mr. Bernard can find better things to do with his time, I'm certain. I'll be up at the bell tower all afternoon if you'd like to keep me company. So I now have Rosemarine at dusk and Labkuchen here in the afternoon. I won't pursue this thing to its end, but I will show off the funny things related to it. There's something written on here.
Hallowed Walpurga, sanctified by thy name, may thy will be everlasting and thy grace embracing. Quenched thou shalt be on the Sabbath of the full moon. May this prayer find its restful place in thy life, bearing grove. A prayer? There's something else at the bottom. Kieferberg's offering lies in the crossroads beyond the maypole. May thy thirst be quenched, thy blessings received. In the crossroads?
I can now investigate the note that I found. But
For goodness sake!
I can't. So, time periods. Yes. So, I have to explain this, because it's gonna hurt me. first time through, I spent all my time with Freya. Zero questions asked. There was not even an attempt to spend time with others. Because I really like her. Also, you can talk to any NPC. As a matter of fact, I happen to work every Sunday, Miss Lorelei. Molly? She's been up to no good lately, you see. Running about begging for food, skipping class. What else? Who knows what else? Nothing good whipping can't fix anyhow. I wouldn't be so certain. Ha ha ha, funny little Miss Mimiffy. She's gonna be really fun. I have no idea who you could be implying with that. This one... Oh! Tasks are the basic side activities that you're gonna be doing for money. Money for different stores. You can get bandages, ointment, grape juice for sanity, Walpurga oil. Goodbye, Miss Wilma. I have to remember which minigame this was. You seem a little anxious, Miss Alma. Oh, the apple catching. That's not too bad to start with. I'll lend you a hand, Miss Elma. That makes me want to bring her to rotten ones. So most of the time, at least during the day, you're going to be doing stuff like this. Oh, come on. I didn't even have a chance to grab those ones. Ugh. I don't think I'm gonna get an S rank for this. All I did was pick up a rotten one, so it just slowed it down a little. And then they also take 2 parts. Oh, don't worry, you'll have plenty of chances to ask that question. And not for this game specifically. I think the S plus requirements was like 130? Let's see if I can hit 150. There we go. S rank. They also only go up to S rank. They go... I think they go... C to S? Also, you can spend 5 of your cash to retry. And hopefully go for a better score. But I can pretty consistently get S's on everything, so I only hold on to about 5 as an emergency pittance. Thank you, Miss Alma. Afternoon. So often your choices are going to be between either doing something, romantic data available. You are a side quest, aren't you? The worn down, rough looking grindstone site has a centerpiece at a resting area. Oh, I wasn't even talking to you. good, Miss Dorothea. Have you seen Miffy by any chance? I gotta make sure she's doing her daily readings. She's awfully behind. No, I haven't. Have you tried asking Miss Lorelei? Yes, I said she was sent to the well water, but she's not there. She does wander off quite often, doesn't she? Will you please tell her if you see her? So, that is... So that was it. That was the start of that side quest. So now I just need to look for Miss Lorelei. A lot of side quests tend to be that, where you're looking for somebody specific, or looking for something. So that also kind of encourages you to remember what the specific NPCs look like. Where is Miss Lorelei? The kids are over there. Lorelei wandered off, so she might be up here? Maggie. Miss Dorothea's looking for you, Molly. For goodness sake. I'm going back at least it's Sunday. So, I'm working either way, aren't I? You're different. What's that? I'm just a girl. I can't be working all day like you. She's not built for labor. And by labor, it means reading. I need a few of these. That should be all the bread that I need. I'm not going to be messing with my sanity all too much, so I don't need as much grape juice or Walpurga oil. Don't worry, there's plenty of things to eat. What's the matter, Miss Marielle? Lord Elise losing her wits, you see. She's rather superstitious after all. I suppose it could be bad, considering her age. Truly. She's been coming in and out of alleys, too. I suppose she's spreading over the damage, but... Are you done with the cleanup? Not much support, I'm afraid, show. You three used to be very close, I remember. It's hard to imagine, if I'm honest. Seeing this lady running around gives me hope, Elise. You, Frey, and Kuhin, too. All good girls. I can't say I won't leave town eventually. I would say that all alone is worth your while, I suppose. Elise is the bestest. She's out eating everything she can find. What am I to do with that girl? We best leave her be, Miss Dorothea. Got this for her, but you can have it. And I got free ointment. Mindy's my problem, at least, not yours, I suppose. Now it's time for the first date. I've never really spent too much time with Kuhin. I'll spend some time with her.
Rather cute, aren't you?
Nothing happened. You're always like this, Cutest.
For
For
goodness
goodness sake. In the mood for another earful from Father Hans, are you? To look at the stars and snack on leftover pretzels? As if I forget that. Or that night that old geezer caught us. That wretch had me on my knees praying for hours on end. Yet all you got was an earful. Because you felt sorry for me, not because he told you to. What's there to see? Everyone has put up with him for too long, the way I see it. You think I'm short of complaints? Indulge me, why don't you? He'll never hear us from up here, at least. You're the one getting the lecture if he catches us. The top of your lungs now. Did he really tell you that? For a clergy woman, that is. Who cares about some made-up rules, Led? I could see you needing it, that's for sure. It's a shame you don't let your hair down more often, Leb. It suits you much better than that dust cloth on your head. All it does is weigh you down. It makes you look gloomy, too.
Shush it, you.
You're such a killjoy. The text box is gorgeous. I wasn't ready for that voice line. I've never heard that voice line in the entirety of the game since. Oh yeah. Also, eat or else the music gets all weird. As your permanent reminder that you're dying. It gets just like that when I'm hungry too. Oh, Father Hans. It is dusk, so I can go meet Rosa Marie. Maybe. I need to remember. No, it'll be fine. Blessing on letting hand in the alleyways. Lending a hand? What's she doing out there? Glittering on about the witch? So I'm told, yes. Put up with too much of this nonsense. I know my answer to that. It's my duty to play make-believe at Miss Oldie all day. You wouldn't understand. You'll have me fretting over you at this rate, you know? Aren't you all ready? No more than you fret over me, unnecessarily, I'll add. I can keep you company until she comes about, Leb, my good deed for today. I have a better idea for you, for your good deed of today. Moving along to work and stop wasting time. I like how I never spent time with Leb before at all. I heard that one voice line and suddenly I'm wrapped around her finger. Freya? I thought you'd be in town. A recipe for what? Papa's a big fan of her honey milk bread, but Mr. Gustav? He's got the biggest sweet tooth. That's a little unexpected. Why not get it from Miss Gretel's? He's always said that... You don't have to tell me, Freya. He says he likes my cooking better because it's made with love. I'm not cheating on Freya. It's just that in this timeline we're not together. And I also have to do it for achievements too. Which is also why I'm doubling up to get, or at least try to get some, Rosa Marines.
What is this?
Stay sane. Keep Elise from the feeling frightened with the sanity healing items, or she might go mad. The miracle of our beloved patroness, Saint Walpurga. After last evening's events, I have no choice but to take responsibility, not only for Saint Walpurga's sake, but for Old Howl as well. Granny Howl? On her deathbed, Old Howl confessed to all her sins. Among her most mundane missteps, she told me of Elise, of her many prayers to cure her of her childlessness. Yet what struck me as remarkable was the miracle she claimed she was granted. That the woodland itself granted her wish for a child. As she put it herself, he granted her wish for a heavy price. How could this be? What did Old Howl truly mean to say? If this truly did happen, Elise was conceived by St. Walpurga's divine intervention. Yet if not for St. Walpurga's blessing, then who is he? Old Howl didn't seem delirious, nor did she lose her composure. I had more questions than answers at this moment. And I gotta tat her down.
What is this?
Hallowed Walpurga, sanctified by thy name, I beg thou for a sign, a testimony to my plea. May you accept this offering, the remembrance of thy miracle. Kieferberg welcomes thy blessings, thy guidance. Someone must be leaving deeds around, but who? There's something else at the bottom. Find proof of our faith up at the peaks, buried within the windmill that once was. This is the old windmill up in the mountains. I still don't know what that thing is. I have no idea what that thing is still, and I've played this game like 3 times. I have no idea what that thing is. I cannot figure out what that thing is for the life of me. Every time I look, I just immediately give up because I'm like, okay, I'm just not going to figure it out this time. I just want to leave. I just try not to think about it, and then cute girls show up. I do wonder why he was bleeding, or it was bleeding. That'd be nice being a goat, huh? Not one care in the world, oblivious to everything.
Marine.
That was a really deep paper cut to leave that much of a blood trail. I still want to head back to town, mind you. What are you doing standing out here? A little too early for stars, don't you think? Air out your thoughts, you say. What do you mean? Last night, or... What do you mean? Do you believe in fate? I don't know. I've never given it much thought.
It's fate, Elise.
Huh? It's too soon to be having this conversation, if I'm honest. I meant to wait until you were ready, but...
Marine. For goodness sake.
It took me quite some time to make sense of it myself, but... I think this is probably one of my favorite CGs in the game still. And I haven't even really spent all too much time with Rosemary. I just really like the framing of it. Nostalgic, you say? All that surrounds you. So much of it feels like home to me.
Marine.
Never in my life have I heard such nonsense, and yet... I'm covered in goosebumps. I think I'll stay out here for a little longer if that's alright. Promise I won't be late for supper. Don't stay out here too long, you hear? Rosemarine is just incredibly sweet. Even for as little time as I spent with her. I best head over to Miss Gretel's to see Lepkuchen. Thankfully, that doesn't activate until I go there. Which means it gives me time to do this. Because one very funny thing about this game having a nun in it It's also a really smart way of also tying in the survival mechanic, or I guess you would call it a survival mechanic, because if you just don't eat, you die. Well, that's true in life too, but different. You're a little too happy to see me, aren't you? Oh, I thought today would never end, that's all. You do look tired, Elise. These folks will be to death of me, that's what. Fretting over this witch nonsense day and night. Oh, you're buying into it now too? What's next? We all sleep in a church together like chickens in a coop? It's all nonsense, Leb. Everyone's losing their wits. A nun who gives you your daily bread. And not only that, she gives you two. Did you make too much today or something? I felt you could use a little more than usual tonight. You need to look after yourself, Elise. Is this her intuition again, or... Move along, Elise, before it gets too late. See you tomorrow, Leb. She does give you free bread, at least to make you through the night. One to pass the night, and then one for the morning. So while you do technically need 6 pieces to get through a day, she gives you 2 so that you can make it through the end, which means you only actually need to be responsible for keeping track of about 4. This is when a loaf of bread was about the size of your head, and I was like, that's a little bit too small to feed somebody. We can just throw this like wherever we want. Use it as a pillow. If I did that, I'd probably just snack on it in the middle of the night. Huh. There's still different times that I have to check that thing.
Elise.
That's not a bad idea in itself, but... How am I to know you won't make a mess of it? Last thing I want is to spend my evenings in an outhouse. I suppose it can't do much harm.
All right.
You're to sleep up in the attic from now on. Can't have you hanging around the grate or you bringing all the dust and cobwebs inside.
Oh, but
I've had my fill of running about looking for you day and night.
but...
I wouldn't want to be a bother.
Oh, shush it!
And I wouldn't want you nesting with the mice and the geckos. You're sleeping in the attic and that's final. I'm letting you sleep inside where it's perfectly warm and...
Puppy!
Melly.
Puppy!
What in the Lord's name are you doing here, Miffy?
You know... Is that
And you just so happen to hide behind my house, I see. Who doesn't? You sneak about folks' homes every now and then too, don't you? What are you doing here, Mandy?
Out with it!
Saw her, that girl you're housing. You saw nothing, Molly. She's not from around here, even I can tell. You keep your mouth shut, Mubby.
You know...
Why don't you share some of that bread you've got, Elise? I might keep quiet if you do.
Goodness sake!
I should have guessed that's what you wanted. She extorts you for food. In a game where you have to work for your bread. I can hear as much as a word about this, Molly. Why don't you bring me a pretzel tomorrow?
Out with it!
Not only that, she asks for increasingly expensive and specific food items. So you can't just overstock on bread and keep good things to yourself. You always have to have something for her.
For goodness sake! I'm sorry,
This could be bad, Rosemary.
I'm sorry.
If she does, we could be in trouble.
I'm sorry, Shush it, you! Yes.
Muffy's spying on you. Fulfill her daily requests for food items to keep her from snitching and raising suspicion. Avoid suspicion. Mind what you say and do your best to avoid raising suspicion towards Elise or bear the consequences. There is a game over state for having max suspicion and not having enough health. Not having enough food to make it through a time segment. I mean what I said, you're sleeping in the attic. I'll meet you upstairs. Still the same. That makes me very curious why I changed that time then. Left that goat in the granary, I am hoping.
Of course.
I left the door ajar so he can get out and... That. What makes you think he'll stay put? You ought to see it. I'm not going on my way to see a goat's hay bed, Rosemarine. Up you go. You need to make your bed too. You'll make do, I'm certain. I'll get you a blanket too. I can't have you sleeping on hay.
For goodness sake.
You're not a goat, Rosemarine. I could be a thief, yet you're trusting me in a blanket? With a blanket?
For goodness sake.
I don't see what's so funny.
Please.
Shush it, you! Good night, Rosemary. I love this art so much. What am I getting myself into? First I agreed to house Rosemary. Now Miffy's caught wind of it too. I best make sense of all this by tomorrow. If only I could leave this town. Go somewhere far, far away from here. A place I'd never have to fret about money or going hungry. Like a castle or a palace. Somewhere. Where I can live the life I deserve. Nightmare, 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 nightmare.
What is this?
I wonder what's this clawing bat? Joan of Arc. Rebirth, that's what I wished for a long, long ago. You wanted to be reborn? Somewhere safe, somewhere far, far away. I went through all their trials, gathered all of his gifts, and indeed, I was reborn. My wish was granted, yet, to think I would end up like this. And I got grapes. At a cost of my sanity. I feel like I'm in a princess's bedroom. If only I could live here just like I've always dreamed. That's the cost of just liking my appearance, I guess. The items in your inventory can have effects on the environment. Try to use them on it. Yep, it's not a game where you can just walk up and automatically use. So many dresses. Another key? I wonder what's in it. Bleh, what's it for? Golden key. Thankfully, these nightmare segments I should remember how to get through pretty quickly. First day save. Library. This should be the only room for this section. The Lord's name is this place. What are those things? Feeling lost? Don't forget to turn on your lantern to keep an eye out. These are phantom candles. You can faintly see that they have a light outline around them when I get close. And considering red ones are stationary, blue ones move. Considering my luck when it comes to getting through this part quickly, yep. So if you step into their range, they will spin around you. I have bandages. They'll spin around you in a way, and just eventually. Huh? noticed that before. Huh. I should really play Pocket Mirror, huh? Pry it open. The key to one's dream is found within oneself. As for yours, it's in this very room, the core of your innermost desire. It's not knowledge you seek, but gold-bathed glory. Is it that way just because the light's close to it? Or is that proximity? It's proximity. You can't see it unless you have the light on. That's really cool. I never noticed that before. I really do have to play Pocket Mirror, huh? Can I go this way? Thank you. There is one here. There should be one on the far right, on the upper right, and then one closer by the middle. That dialogue will play for as long as I hunt for the keys before checking the door. But because it's not too obnoxious, it's not bad to actually just go and reach for these. Phantasm key. Please, 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 please. Open. I do wonder why Phantasm here is spelled with an F and not PH. I forgot. Holding shift during any cutscene will automatic— oh no. Ow. Holding shift during any cutscene will cause the game to kind of speed it up like you're watching on a VHS. I need to save the pretzel because that is free. And I still need to feed Millie tomorrow. 4 keys. That means there are 4 keys, I'd wager. Indeed there are.
This is it!
And another segment that made me love the game.
What is this?
Hurry now. We're late for his banquet. What are you? Hurry, hurry. I was there the entire time. I just never saw it. All a dream. It was certain something that I can't explain just yet.
Rose and Marine?
She's most likely still asleep anyway. No point waking her this early, I suppose. Get ready for work. Why are you the unicorn again? I would have gotten a head start on breakfast if I knew you were waking up this early.
Goodness sake.
Since when have you been up? I'm always up and about before daybreak. I can't sleep in if I try. I didn't notice you coming down from the attic. I brought the ladder up with me last night so I wouldn't wake you. The hatch doesn't squeak if you do it slowly, right? I took my shoes off and used the ladder to shut it back up easy. You're smarter than you look. Look as smart as I am. Is that so? I'm heading off to the garden. You mean the field just outside? Is it that obvious I haven't touched it in years? Been working like a dog since Granny Hall passed, but now I have you to fret about too. You'd rather starve? Join me as a maid of all work, perhaps?
Shush it, you.
I'm heading out to see what I can do about the garden. Free bread. Now the second part that made me love this game, well, third, or my favorite, regardless. I'm losing track. I do, but I like certain parts of the game a lot. If the game is consistently a 10 out of 10 in my personal, humble, educated opinion, there are certain parts that go up to 11. This part goes up to 12. They fit me like a glove too. These shins. I have to stay silent for this, because otherwise I'll just scream.
I did it!
All of Kieferberg needs to hear about this. No. I like that part a lot.
What is there to explain? Parading into St. Walpurga's place of worship, howling and shouting like a... Words of egotism, vanity, disdain for your fellow folk. I've always known you were wicked, you arrogant lassie. So I can't have a little bit of pride?
You old geezer!
The little doll part is a witch of old Howl's kin.
I am not a witch, you!
That's enough!
His concerns weigh heavy, Elise. I wasn't aware singing and dancing was forbidden now, Father. Your singing was riddled with sin. Vanity and lust go hand in hand with greed. So I can't be happy without apparently being horny and greedy.
Oh, shush it!
What does any of this have to do with sin? Your temperament is a sin in of itself. Whatever I do, I'm met with nothing but disdain from you people.
Out with it!
You reconsider. I have nothing to repent for. I've done nothing wrong. You ought to think about why you disrespect me so.
Is that so?
He's made his move. An old acquaintance of yours. You're favored by him, Elise. Frightfully so. You're clad in his will from head to toe, inside out. And those shoes... Those very shoes, Elise, are a testament of his gift to you. Who is he? Yours is his heritage, his flesh, his ardor. Don't you understand?
What in the Lord's name?
His blessings, his will. He himself is writhing in your veins. Do as I say, and he will make all your wishes come true.
What is this?
Opulence, splendor, fortune. Your deepest desire is unlike any other, Elise. What is it you most desire? What I most desire, that's... fortune. Fortunate you are. Deep in this woodland, there's a patron saint. His blissful word bestows a blessing upon the faithful. All that's required in return are 3 gifts, made from the testaments to one's desire. Reach his dwelling with all these in hand, and your wish shall be granted. Alone, carrier of flesh, your basket is to hold all that is sacred. The tender flesh of earthly desire. The sweetest nectar to be drunk in earnest. You are to arrive in good company, the object of your affections. You are to reach the gates of his dwelling, carrying all 3 gifts. Voice your innermost desire. Surrender yourself wholly to his grace. And fortune you shall obtain. For such is his blessings, and such is your desire.
Elise?
PS1 Sega CD game.
Lab and Freya are here at least. Where did she go?
Elise. Elise? Lebkuchen.
It's best we let her rest a while. We can sit with you, Elise. Oh, it's best we give her some space, Jacob. So, one thing that is very important, or at least something that I really enjoy and should, like, be kept mindful of. Aside from Leb and Freya, Linda and these other 2 are consistently nice to Elise throughout the rest of the game. As for me, I'll be in church waiting to have a word with you. Don't you start, Leb. I've started. For goodness sake. Linda, Jacob... I immediately forgot the other's name, but they are all consistently nice to you throughout, like, the entire game. I need to save because I need to make sure that I have a date with Lebkuchen. There's Hans. I'm here for my earful, I suppose. You're no child, Elise. For goodness sake. I'll spare you. Where you said too much. I couldn't have stayed silent, you know that. I agree it was their fault, Elise, but we both know this will only get you the wrong kind of attention. I'm well aware, Lebkuchen. There's no real need for you to fret over this, you know? There is the utmost need for me to fret over it. Why don't you meet me here at dusk, Elise? We could both use a little downtime, wouldn't you say? So now I have a date for dusk. If I have to meet Leb there... I only have a few matches. One thing that is important that I have to remember, but I will have to bring it up when it happens. You do have to you have to be mindful of what's above your head at certain times. There's no need to hold your tongue, lass. That was far from reasonable. Nobody agrees with him. I suppose there comes time when older folks lose their minds. Now that's a different story, Ariel. I wouldn't say there's no story, Ludwig. Elise was singing and dancing, so what? Truly, Jochton's outburst was rather distasteful. But I have been meaning to ask where you got those shoes, Elise. There... You don't have to tell us, Elise. You're right about what you said. We all should be treating you with a little bit more respect. But I am awfully curious. So now, even if people do want to be nice to me, I can't give them completely straight answers, because how suspicious would it be to tell them the truth of I found these shoes in my garden, buried under the ground, after digging them up, after not using my garden for like half a year? I don't remember who used to live here. Cozy Nook, the old home waits that are consumed by overgrowth. I wanted to talk to... Did away with a few things I see. You make too little of it, Elise. I don't know what else there is to say about the windstorm, Miss Oldley. Adelie? These are pseudo kind of Eastern European. They're like Germanic, and despite knowing a little bit when it comes to pronunciation, I don't fully know how to pronounce certain names. All Wilhelm's making a rosary for a princess granddaughter, Gisela, you see? Why don't you please go see if it's ready for me? I believe he is somewhere back here. Spend plenty of time repairing the stable's roof, that's for certain. Hard at work, are you, Elise? As always, Mr. Heinrich. We've heard about Eugen's horses, then. Folks are more interested in what happened this morning, Heinrich. What about your horses, Mr. Eugen? Getting a couple new ones is all. Nothing of great importance. I wouldn't put it like that, lad. Horsepower is essential to your business, isn't it? Merchants can't lift a finger without their horses. That's great news, Mr. Eugen. For Kieferberg, too. I'll be lending a hand with the preparations. Full of promise, aren't we? So that was an interview. I think you were, Mr. Wilhelm. But all that can't give me a moment of peace. I suppose. Tell her she can come by my workshop this afternoon, will you? I'll rustle up a rosary in no time at all. I thought you were making her a new one. In a way, lass, haven't you heard of repurposing? Oh, wait, the best rosary she ever seen. Ah. Maybe then she'll stop nagging me. Look at the horses. Their beady little eyes. I've never actually looked at the pics before. Kind of dog-like, but I guess that might have been done to make them a little bit more cute. Also, please indulge in how literally storybook-esque like so much of this is compared to the nightmare that we were just in. Grape juice. It makes me feel at ease, lass. I think it might come in handy. Thank you, I suppose. That is your sanity resource. Nice church in the foreground. Typhals, that's what they're called. Tiffles? Tiffles. Because they're not tuffles. Don't walk away from me. Silly old thing to think what good. Oh no, I was looking at that. I was helping Granny Gretel. Can't expect me to believe that. I promise my auntie's life. Helping her with what then? Granny Gretel gives me bread whenever I come visit you see? She asked me to taste all the pies for the festival. Sure. Mm-hmm. You best not try Granny Gretel's patience, Mandy. She's too old for that. Miffy, Molly, Mubby, it's all the same to me. It's not that silly of a name. Whatever you say, Maggie. The horrors are within their level of comprehension, so long as you don't go past the breaking point. It's enough just to keep going, but not enough that you aren't gonna have nightmares. Ba, ba. I'm gonna miss the grape date with Freya. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. thought you'd be in town, and I was. Did something happen? The old fools made a tremendous fuss over my shoes. Fuss? What do you mean? They accused me of being a witch right in front of everyone. All because I sang and danced my way to Kieferberg. I'm losing my wits in this town, Rosmarine. There was that old hag too, and I can't wrap my head around it, Rosmarine. I truly can't. I'll tell you about it later. I'd best head back to work. Will you meet me here at dusk? All the eggs you can get me. Problem. Lebkuchen and Rosmarine want to meet at dusk. I can only pick one. I can only pick one for that specific time slot, but I can still meet with the other one after. As in, I'll be able to meet with them the next day. But considering that I want to go for Leb first, the horrors are being underappreciated. Since I'm gonna prioritize Lebkuchen, I'm gonna spend more time with her, but I will try to also spend time with Rosmarine. I think there might be a theoretical way to balance all three at once, but that is a little bit above my current management skills for this. That has nothing to do with me liking Lebkuchen. At least entirely. Maybe it plays a little part, but that's different. It's not like she's gonna start the next date saying that line again. Freya! I have to hold myself. Linda was chopping wood, Marlon with apples. I could spend time with... No. I need the money. I need the money. I need the money because I don't know how much food I'll need. I don't need a needle ointment. Goodbye, Miss Walma. So it is... I can't. Oh, won't let me chop wood for her. Don't be silly, Jacob. You're too much too young to handle a hatchet. Can you get some wood? Yep. You're a stubborn lad, that's what you are. Her drills are really pretty. Just a lot of the characters are like really cute and have a really nice design. Oh, speaking of a thing that has Leb in it, she does show up for this one, but only if I make a mistake. Which is very likely, because I suck at this one. This is easily the one minigame that I'm probably the worst at, so I try to avoid doing it a lot. Even though it's mostly just reaction tests. I have to like really focus. This one's like actually like really difficult for me because I have to focus and then switch which buttons I'm pressing, but I want to try to go as fast as I can. I want to try and hit 50 at least. Got it? Got it? No. No. Got it? No. Got it? No. Got it? No. No. Got it. Got it. Got it. Sorry, Leb. 56. I think the cutoff for us at that is 60? Not 60. I think the cutoff for us at that is either 50 or 45? It's not super bad, but it is a little bit tight for how fast we kind of want to go. Afternoon, and I need food. Because I'm starving. Like normal in the afternoon.
For goodness sake!
What now, Miffy?
Anyway,
Oh.
you know...
Your friend. The lass with the funny hat, she's right outside.
Hurry it up!
Funny thing about that. Possible. Ill-advised. This game does something kind of smart near the end, where it's not impossible. There are endings you can get doing that. You maybe don't want those endings? Angelica, don't be rude. You notice that, Lisbeth?
You know...
Elise said she's from Primeldorf? I'm not from Primeldorf, I've never had a... I'm looking for Elise. Have you seen her? But do you know her, lass? Elise said she's adopted. When did you hear about this, Melly? She's a tiny scarecrow. Poor girl.
Frozen Marine! For goodness sake!
So you know the lass. She's
Keep it together, Elise.
a distant cousin from Primeldorf. You don't have cousins, Elise. I do recall Old Hall's mother had a sister, but I never met her. Rosemary here is my aunt's granddaughter. We don't need to sweat the small details, Rosemary. It's getting quite late. We best move along before... How long have you known you had a cousin? This is all very much new to me as well, you see? That's rather strange, at least. Why did I say that? How did you know How did you know where to find Elise, lass? I don't remember which one was actually the way to go. Auntie knew. That's all Rosemary knew when she came about to meet me, right? But she never visited, did she?
Yes.
My auntie was rather fragile health, you see. I do remember old how you mentioned her family from Primeldorf, but must have heard her from someone, I'd say. Most certainly. From who? I never left Kieferberg after settling down, and if you say your family was rather distant, this is quite confusing, isn't it? Did you look at the time?
Yes.
Sorry, too. We wouldn't want to keep you. She's delighted to meet you all. Okay, so I got one wrong. That's fine. I can survive on that. For now. And I'm starving again. I can't survive without food. Okay. task available, task available. There's nothing above my head. That hopefully won't change time. Little whiny grid. Let's go ahead. 2 of these. 1 for Millie. I will hold on to 1. 2 of these. And then that should be good for now. Oh! I should say, because this is something I actually really do like about this game. So, first I'm entering the menu. First option that is highlighted is buying. However, selling is to the left, leaving is to the right. Go into buying. Oh, I don't want to buy anything. Let's go back. Buying is on the left, selling is on the right, leaving is now replaced as the top option. Go to selling, you can sell whatever you want. Back to having leaving as the top. It's just something that kind of like really helps keep things kind of quick. Because it's like, if I already know what I'm getting, then I know that I want to buy, and I don't really have much of a reason to sell, but if I do want to sell, I do know I have to at least press 1 button, and then after selling I can still immediately leave, but if I don't want to leave, I still can press a button. I can still press 2 buttons to go back to buying.
For goodness sake!
That's like a really smart thing. Yep. And considering how much you're like going in and out of shops to buy stuff or like to check certain things at different times, it really does just kind of help speed things up just a little bit. Which doesn't seem like a much, but it doesn't seem like much, but it's something small that's you're doing so frequently that it's really nice. I was chasing after Flock, you see.
Goodness sake!
Why not let him frolic about? That's what goats do.
Oh,
He took the laundry I was tending to right out of my hands. I couldn't let him ruin your sheets. Alright, well... Truth is, we made a complete mess of it. I don't even want to think about Father Hans's reaction.
I'm sorry.
Forget it, Rosemary. It's alright. I'm telling you, it's fine, Rosemary. Which isn't a complete lie now, is it? Yep, I do enjoy your company, so... Anyhow, we ought to keep our story straight. Maybe if we tell them I came to lend you a hand with work.
This is it!
That's it.
Alright?
Listen carefully. Your grandmother is Granny Howell's auntie, the one that never came to visit. That makes you my distant cousin of sorts, you see?
Yes!
You came about to meet me, but we could have simply bumped into each other. And you asked me if I knew anyone named Holly.
Sorry,
Or Hull? I don't understand, Elite. How does that relate to what I said? Why, you likened Kiefenberg so much you happened to stay and lend me a hand. You're a kind, charitable, loving soul who wants to help with the festival. That'll keep him from asking too many questions, I'd wager.
Alright?
This being said, Rosemary, you're going home right after nightfall, you hear? I don't want you hanging around with these folks too much.
I did it! Yes!
And now she's in the party. And now I can head back to work. However, she's also why I bought this. Because now, let me find... Because I still had to hold on to the... I had to hold on to the pretzel, not the Lebkuchen. I have to keep that in mind because of Millie. Rosemary can help. It'll cost you 3 times each time, but you'll make tasks easier and avoid raising suspicion. There's one here, that would be the chickens. This is Kiss the Rat. Kiss the Rat is easily one of the best at. Hi, Freya! There's no need to make such a fuss, Freya. It's such a pleasure to meet you. My name is Freya. I'm a friend of Elise's here. Keep her back. Rosemary. What a wonderful name. It's nice meeting you, Freya. She's my cousin, Freya, from Primbledorf. You simply must come and dance with us. Everyone keeps talking about this festival. I'm very much looking forward to it. There's so much to show you, I can't wait. Why don't you come over for dinner tonight? Tonight won't work, Freya. She's lending me a hand at home tidying up Granny Howell's old bits and pieces. It's such a shame, though. I very much appreciate the invitation, Freya. Tell me if you need anything. Don't work yourself into the ground now. Sweet of her. Alright, let's kiss the rat. How did you tell these two, Melissa? Maybe it's best we tell annoying her, Elise. Won't you and your cousin play Kiss the Rat with us? Sure. We can play. You stay close to me, Rosemary. Blue passes on Z, yellow passes on X. So the way that this one works is that from one direction, one will hit it at a different color, one will hit another color. I have to keep alternating the colors to match whatever the rat is. On top of that, the rat will just get faster. So I have to not only time things right, I also have to be able to react and switch colors if need be. And this gets really fast. Two, one. Usually after it gets a little fast, it gets a bit difficult for me to kind of readjust to it being slow again. But now, it's speeding back up. Easy. 273. Because each time you hit it consecutively, it is also multiplicative. You're a little too excited about this, don't you think? Why, yes, you did. Thank you, Jacob. Having Rosemarine for you whenever you do that, basically, it gives you kind of more chances to get better scores. So instead of suffering like the full penalty, you'll basically take like a diminished version of it. Especially at home now, Rosemarine. Folks, I've had enough of you. Enough for you for one day. If you say so. So if you see that symbol above your head, that's usually a reminder to look for Melly. Because it is entirely possible to skip certain time frames of the day without talking to Melissa. And if you don't talk to her, then she raises your suspicion. But if you do talk to her, you also have to be able to give her what she wants, or else she will raise suspicion.
For goodness sake!
I promise you no such thing.
Oh, but...
You've got it all wrong. What I meant was... Guess what? Oh, folks now, huh? If only you'd give me a pretzel. And unfortunately, I have to give her my pretzel. Keep your wretched mouth shut, Mindy. Dare tell us all about this and you're good as dead.
Boy, oh boy! Alright.
Are we clear, Murphy? Grape juice tomorrow. So I can drown you in it. Got it. So, if you also do have suspicion, being able to feed her will reduce that. So basically, if you're doing fine as is, you don't really need her. But she will make things worse. But if things are bad and you are placating her, then she does kind of make things better somewhat. Begrudgingly. Kinda. Somewhat. That is also before I could use her for those. Oh, I expect you to be up in a tower. I'll spend time with her. You start to grow rude standing there all day, Lepkavin. You would, but that's beside the point.
For goodness sake.
A little cheery for this time of day, don't you think? Too eventful for my taste, even. I came here to spend time with you, Lep.
Please.
Sit? Okay. I'm gonna cry. Now what? Listen.
That's Kuhan.
Such a cute read.
For goodness sake.
To think you're a proper nun, more like an imp. You also do have to make decisions, and I can't remember. I haven't done any of hers, so I don't know which ones are good or not. Easier not lab, for goodness sake. I know you love Kuhin, but I won't force you. You can tell me when you're ready. Whenever that is.
See you later, Elise.
I refuse. I refuse. I'm gonna have to endure this one more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. I can take it. I can take it. I can take it for the right answer. Oh, I can actually show off the skip in like a very interesting way so that I can bear it. So this is how it looks when I just hold skip. So the sprites still remain the same, but everything in the back gets the filter. You get to keep secrets, yet I don't.
That's Kuhan!
So there is something. You'll think I'm untrusting. That's a different altogether, at least. Seems to me they're quite the same, if I'm honest. Your only comfort in this dull place? Am I now? Didn't think I could read you so easily, did you? You're not the only one who thinks fondly of what we have, but it doesn't mean we can't be together someplace else, does it? You hadn't thought of it like that, had you?
I see.
There's the heart piece. This color bleeds more since handling reds too much compression. Yep. And when her entire outfit is just a giant red with also the pretty bows, it's... I have dinner at Rosemary. I have to meet Leb at the bakery. So that was one Rosemary date I missed, which means I have to do the next one or else she ends up getting locked off. But I still want to meet Leb. Don't you start, Leb Kuhan. I'm not explaining myself again. My lips are sealed.
can stand there looking at me all you want. She's a rather sweet lass, I must say. But Kuhen... I know you, Elise. She's my cousin. There's nothing more to it. Could you say that again? She's... you know? No, I don't know, Elise. That's why I'm asking. Now that we've got that out of the way, won't you tell me who she is? She says she's a traveler. I found her hiding in my granary on Saturday. I'm not convinced either, Leb, but I felt sorry for the poor lass. She says she'll be leaving right after the festival, so it's only temporary. What does she come here to do? She won't tell me much herself. I had no intention on bringing her to Kieferberg, but she... graced us with her presence, I suppose. I had to think of something right then and there. I shouldn't be housing a stranger, let alone put myself in harm's way for her, but... I also understand what you're telling me is a half-truth at best. Here's your bread. You'll let me know if you need more, won't you? Thank you for this daily bread. I trust you all the same, Elise. You don't have to help me, Leb. You know that. Yet here I am. Look at me, Elise. I do trust you. I need you to know that. Alright. This is gonna be the one where I fall in love with her for real, huh? Thinking of the future. That's gonna hurt. Oh, I don't want to do that. There's the wind bellowing. One more nightmare, and then I'll do one more day with Lab, and then that should be... Actually, yeah. Because if I remember what the next section is, it's not too long. The section after that is a little long. But there's a reason for that. This will probably take about... This might take 3 to... Depending on how long I make one of the streams, I could probably do this between 3 to 4 streams? It's quite late, isn't it?
For goodness sake.
Spare me the earful. Let's start a sweep out here in nightfall anyhow.
I'm sorry. Look.
Chasing the broom?
Oh.
What's for supper then?
Yes.
Grape soup. Soup? Something hearty. We have eggs. What about the eggs?
Of course.
I thought we could toast some of yesterday's bread to have with them. So at least we'll have bread. Eggy toast ought to be enough for today, I suppose. Girl dinner! It's tastier than it looks, isn't it? Could have been worse, that's for certain. Anything tastes good when you're hungry, I find. Just keep an eye on her, listless folks.
Sorry,
Those shoes you found this morning,
now that you mention it.
what about them? You still haven't told me much about them. in your dreams?
I'm sorry,
I don't know where to start, Rosemary. I've been avoiding thinking about it, but this morning in Kieferberg,
It's fate, Elise.
I saw an old hag. She told me about this patron saint in the woods. That he grants folks wishes if they bring him gifts. You've heard about all this before? She said I must bring him 3 gifts. The tender flesh, sweetest nectar, and good company.
For goodness sake!
How do you know about all this stuff? It's an old folk tale my granny used to tell me. A folk tale? Carry on now. What else did she say? She mentioned finding a dwelling in the woods. That he will grant my wish if I bring him the 3 gifts made from these testaments. You told her your wish, didn't you? I did, but it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's... You can't tell other folks about your wish.
Out with it! Oh, that's...
All I know is that what my granny told me, but I can tell you all about it, Elise. I can help you.
Marine.
And then this, they let you pick which ones to ask. Isn't fate such a wonderful thing? Enough of that, Rosemary. What are these testaments and gifts? In order to meet him, you're going to have to gather the testaments to your resolve. These are tools and ingredients you'll have to use when crafting the gifts. It's common courtesy to bring your host nice gifts when visiting, isn't it? Huh. There's also the trials, but I can tell you all about his folktale later. For now, I want to know... What is the tender flesh? I don't quite like the sound of it, but... Oh, you're the one making it sound bad, Elise. The tender flesh represents your body, the vessel of your soul, so to speak. A representation of my own flesh, then. All that matters is that it carries a part of your mortal body. Huh? It's nothing to be afraid of, Elise. It could be a nail clipping or a strand of hair. What's important is the connection between you and the symbolic vessel. The symbolic vessel. Rosemary. What is the sweetest nectar? It's not as though I don't have an idea, but I don't quite like it. It represents your vitality, Elise, your essence. You don't mean... All that matters is that it carries a part of your mortal body. A part of my mortal body, huh? I know what you're thinking, Elise. That could be it, if that's what you're inclined to bring him, but... What is it, Rosemary? These are meant as proof of your resolve, first and foremost. It's your determination that's most important, Elise. Huh? What is the good company? I don't know what to think of this one. You should meet him when your soul is at its most vulnerable, Elise. At its most vulnerable? Granny used to say good company brings one's innermost self to light. One's true face, in other words. Rosemary, I'm not sure I understand. It's love, Elise. Love? Love reveals all, wouldn't you say? I suppose. I need time to think. I still can't wrap my head around this nonsense, Rosemary. I'll be here if you have any more questions. I think I need a moment. Testaments to your own resolve.
I'll be outside in the granary if you want to talk more. I'll think about it, Rosemary. Oh, I actually never talked to her like this. Oh, I've never seen that. You seem to know everything, don't you? Not at all, but feel free to ask me anything you'd like. Alright, well... Who are you, Rosemary? You haven't told me enough about yourself. How to say... I'm a strong believer in fate, Elise. Fate, you say. I've dreamed about you, about Kieferberg, your home, your shoes. Ever since I was born, I've known my fate was with you, Elise. I don't understand, Miss Marine. Those dreams were premonitions, I'm certain. They stopped the night I reached Kieferberg, which could only mean that I'm currently living out my own fate. By your side, Elise. I find that very difficult to believe, Rosemary. I know it all sounds very strange, but my granny taught me everything I know, you see. About nature, about the cosmos, faith, and about the woodland. The woodland, you say? She told me all sorts of tales from the past. About our community, about its origins, about our patroness, Walpurga. Huh? The presentation does remind me of Vanillaware a little. Isn't it such a coincidence both our patronesses would have the same name? It has to be fate, Elise. I'm not too sure about that. Some things had yet to make sense to me until recently. I didn't understand my own dreams for a long, long time. Or why I could sense, see, and feel things unspoken. Why folks call us foul names, or why Granny preferred to sleep under the stars most nights. But it all fell into place, Elise. As you told me it would. As she told me it would. Fate will guide you if you let it. All you have to do is trust your instincts. I suppose. Who is he? You said your granny is to tell this folk tale. He's the patron saint, Elise. He grants folks wishes for a heavy price. A heavy price, huh? He whose name has been lost to time is a benevolent entity. Benevolent entity. It said he grants folks wishes if they show him their resolve. Firstly, you ought to acknowledge his invitation to meet him. The shoes, I suppose. If you do, he will then welcome you to his trials. If you do clear them and show him your resolve by doing so, he will give you a testament. Alright. You will then use the testaments to craft him gifts. And go out into the woods, gifts in hand, on the night of the full moon to summon him. Sounds an awful lot like a cautionary tale. But we're now finding out it's more than that, aren't we? I suppose. I'll have to find out more myself whether that's true or not. That's interesting. I never got those choices before. Or at least I never... That dialogue in the house was not what I expected it to be. One more nightmare, and then I get to spend time with... So it stays that way at night. I gotta be very careful when doing that, because sometimes I think the screen is like clear and then it's not. Nightmare. Montauk.
For goodness sake!
love this art so much. Everything that Altai told me about the testaments, the gifts, about him. What Rosemary told me too. I find it hard to believe, but maybe it's true. If I do gather these testaments, if I do find my way to him, maybe I can finally leave this wretched town and live the life I'm meant to live.
Now that you mention it...
Start anew, someplace far, far away. This could very well be my chance for happiness.
Let's go!
Heading to the woods to find out. There's also no nightmare. You're still the same. Huh. So I have 4 matches left. Matches are limited in as much that you can carry a certain amount for a certain time. Since I'm supposed to be going into the woods, I actually do think oh, yeah, I do want to do this one. I do want to do this nightmare and then do another lab date. And then I'll probably call stream there. So it's still probably, yeah, there's still like a good amount of space and time then. Because the nightmares are also incredibly visually distinct. I really like how they look. It does remind me a lot of Madoka, maybe just a little, with the mixed media. As you can see why. And this is the place where your health bar starts mattering. Ah! So they are drawn in by the light of my lantern. Ointment is good for healing. Another golden maiden. Have you met the witch? She's so very eager to meet you again. Would you believe? The witch, you say? Your paths are bound to cross before long, but I have my doubts you'll last long in the Black Wilderness. Drain on my sanity to talk to those who came before. Five matches. And then I just make my way around. There's a golden maiden down there. Mushroom is a healing item. If I want to get to that one, I have to go down here, up here.
Then down here, through here, down here, down here. I need to remember correctly. Yes. Take heed, she's taking advantage of you. Who is? That creature. She goes hungry. It's you she wants. Your flesh. The witch. Don't allow her to interfere with your wish. How would she interfere exactly? A fancy kerchief? It may sell for a reasonable price. There also are some items that you get just for the purpose of selling. So they're more so kind of like cash rewards. Which means that it does give you more of an opportunity to kind of make up for things that, you get to make up for not working every day by doing different things that, or like exploring for different things that you can sell for money. So that way you can still make money while not actually having to spend your days doing it. Which is food effective and also time effective. I have to be careful. That may be a little bit too close. Okay, it's not. Grab and drag. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, I had to bring them a little bit closer. And also because you can pick up a pretty good amount of matches, because they will only turn off after you get hit once. So if you actually do stockpile them, you can sell them for a little bit of extra cash, which isn't a lot, but it can get you sometimes a little bit of bread that you otherwise wouldn't. This part I will save, because I remember struggling on this a little bit, mostly because of how tight the movement is. So I'm gonna grab that first. Those are drawn to flesh. It seems I ought to lure them out of the way, but they'll keep following me if I don't turn off my lantern. Oh, that was not the thing I was supposed to lead them to. That was a mistake. Or, no, I think it was right. I just messed it up. Yeah, I messed it up. You have to go here. Oh, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. I was definitely wrong. I'm sorry. That was a mistake. Okay, ointment healed me up a little. I don't know what I'm forgetting. I'm forgetting horribly. I know I'm supposed to lead them towards another... Oh... Because I'm... goofy. Because I was supposed to turn it off when I was leading it there. That's why they give me so many extra matches, because we're supposed to turn it on and off. So 1, go up, run back, turn off. They move over there. I'm able to move through here. We golden maidens aren't to be sneered at. You'll understand in time, I'm certain. Why would you say that? My, you can't possibly think he'll give you his blessing. I was told otherwise. Oh, such naivete. How amusing you are. I can't wait to welcome you. What an infuriating character. She did give me something pretty nice, though. As my sanity dwindles further and further. I was a little slow. I might be hit by this. Okay, no, I'm good. Is that matches or mushroom? One thing that is nice though is that they are giving me like a lot of just different healing and different things that I could use for this. Go down. Additional matches. So like even if I do mess up a little, they're giving me enough healing items. Ow. They're giving me enough healing items that I can kind of smash my head into the wall a little bit. Oh right, they wanted to eat the rest of it, which meant... So instead of dragging them away, now I drag them towards the thing that I want them to be at. And there should be one more group. This one's the longest. Ow. Ow. Use that. Use that. And then one mushroom that I can hold on to. You've done well to find your way into these woods. It's imperative, at least, that you listen to me closely. He's once more trying to take you away from me, but not for long. Take this basket now. You ought to gather the gifts in it, Elise. Find your way to him, deeper into this grove of mine. Only then may your wish come to fruition, my beloved.
What is this?
I will guide you to him, Elise. You ought to trust my word. Your precious wish will be safe with me. You, Elise, are my kin, my triumph, my beloved progeny. What he's done to me is no matter. All I want is you. That does remind me, there is something later that I have to keep in mind, because it actually is proof. I will allow him to tempt you, to toy with you. All for the greater good, my beloved. So that we can be reunited, so that I can bear life in my womb once more.
I'm losing my wits!
So I can retrieve what's mine. And this one, oh, I forgot. It is so hard to see. I'm so lucky I can barely remember this. We're good, we're good, we're good, we're good. Until I run directly into a hand. We're good. Easy.
Keep it together, Elise.
The gifts menu. Make sure you put them all in the basket before the end of the week to meet him and grant Elise's wish. Flock? What is it, Flock? I don't like the way he's staring at me.
Elise. Rose and Marine?
Inconspicuous.
Look.
I was out on a walk. Let's go home, Rosemary. I don't want to stay here a minute longer.
Oh, but
Dienstag?
I did go to the woodland, didn't I? Both Rosemary and the old hag need their worth lying, it seems. I ought to pull myself together. It's best I head out to work for now. I'll lose my wits if I keep. Waking up starving. That's how it is. I don't even have a pretzel. Okay, that'll keep me alive for at least a little bit longer. During the day, back to being a unicorn. Interesting. She should be out the front. You two are always making merry, huh?
good morning, Elise.
Good morning to you too, Flock. You put Flock away in a granary last night, right?
Of course. I see. Elise.
It's nothing, Rosemary. I had a strange dream is all.
I'm sorry, Elise.
Come along. Let's head to work. We have to stick to our story, don't we? Come now, let's head to town. Rosemary Crossroads. Let's hope that it's not during midday. I need one more good day with Leb, and then I can be happy enough to save and stop the stream for a bit. I forgot. I forgot. Even going through this just kind of to do some other things. Still finds way of weakening me and surprising me all at once. Ah. Do folks usually gather here? I wonder if something happened.
Yes.
Oh, I remember what this day is. Because this day should be... Hi! Good morning, Freya, Lebkuchen. Lebkuchen. You've heard, I'm assuming. Heard? What about Leb? Mr. Eugen's horses were taken. Stolen, essentially. They vanished overnight without a trace. Well, Jacqueline's been saying that they were hag-ridden. For goodness sake. It's been awful. Everyone's been on edge. Folks don't know what to do with themselves. For good reason, I'd say, but... Mr. Eugen was so invested in his business, too. Well, Jacqueline's foolery isn't helping anyone. I can already tell. They were hag-ridden. Something tells me you know what that means. Lebkuchen? That's when... She wouldn't know Lebkuchen. Saved. I suppose not. What a way to start the day. I think I'll take a look about town. I already have the grape juice, so I don't have to worry about that. I have to feed Melinda. We have. Though we're trying to figure out what happened. Interesting! I never talked to those two before doing this scene. Or at least the last time I did it, I went straight to this scene. So I got my information from them instead of Freya and Leb. Huh. Freya and Leb don't even have a mark above their heads, but they just know that you would want to talk to them. Gee, I wonder why. As I said before, Eugen, we'll do what we can to help. We'll gather the lads and send them... and send them out to patrol the outskirts. Are we absolutely certain they were stolen? About that, at least. Those horses were hag-ridden, I tell you. Of course. Not this nonsense again. I tell you, lad, there's a witch in Kieferberg. And who would you say that is? If you're so confident, why not come out and say it? Now that you mention it, lass, where were you doing last night? Moreover, what was your little cousin there doing last night?
I'm sorry,
I'll ask you not to try folks' patience, old Jokton. Or anyone else's for that matter. Witch or no witch, folks. Someone had to do it, no two ways about it. That as much as a trotter in me. All there was when I got was Bernard's pig in a saddle. Don't run me into this, lad. I already told you I had nothing to do with it. Who might have blamed then? The witch? Let's keep calm now, folks. Can't fault the poor lad for it, can we, folks? Flynn... Guido? And I will take a look around the outskirts. I'll go with you, Gustav. Should ask Eugen if he'd like to join us too. Is there any way we can help, Mr. Gustav? Keep folks calm, Elise, and go about your day as you normally would. Leave it to us lads, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Gotta be careful with what I say about town.
So that's the morning rundown. Midday.
What is available?
Story romance.
Rosemarine at the Crossroads.
I have the Ooh. Yep, I have the food and the money for it, so I'm good. I believe if there's a quest... I don't know. That means she's active at this time. Which means I need to figure out where she is. Oh, that's right, I also have stuff to sell, which means I don't need to work today. Where? I hear you. There you are.
Puppy!
Come on, Molly.
Oh, shush it!
Give me the grape juice. I didn't have breakfast today, so... I'm telling your auntie you're begging for food again. But I'm not begging. I saw you have a goat now. Why am I not allowed to have a goat? Golly, at least you're dirt poor. How would you get your hands on a goat? I see we have an understanding. You're so lucky I have two.
For goodness sake.
Dare tell anyone about that wretched goat and I swear I'll...
Oh boy. Puppy!
Oh, you. I would have started blackmailing you a lot sooner if I had some like kitchen tomorrow. Lab coupon. She's gonna work me like a donkey at this rate. There is achievement. There is an achievement for keeping Mindy fat for an entire week. I already have that, but I want to show how it's done a little bit, just because of how annoying it can kind of be. But the dog just pushed me. High lab, high lab, high lab, high lab, high lab. Is everything alright? There was a thick fog about town last night, you see. I didn't notice it either. I have to say. Fog, you say. I wouldn't have given it much thought, but it's perfectly possible whoever took Eugen's horses made use of it, you see. You're starting to sound like Miss Oddly, Miss Mechtil? Mechtil? This is why I'm really bad with German names. Or Deutschken? Don't you ever say such a thing again, Lise? It's best I go. You know where to find me should you need me. Letting folks know they're free to hound you all they want, huh? As they're expected to, Elise. You'll work yourself into the ground at this rate, Lapkuhin. I trust you to be there to console me when I do. For goodness sake. Jogged in too. There's no need to tell us. So let's head to the crossroads. This one I definitely know I've never did before. So if I do this one now, then I can go and do labs next, and then that'll be a good stopping point. Anything to get me out of that rat hole. I don't think I have to deal with those folks all day. That aside, Rosemary, what was it you wanted to show me? A pine cone? Oh. That's what you wanted to show me? This pine cone is my treasure, Elise. Granny gave it to me when I was little. Your granny, huh?
I understand how she feels, I suppose.
I'm sorry,
We're just the same as this pine cone, Elise.
for goodness sake.
How am I the same as a pine cone?
Oh, but
I promise there's a proper meaning to what I'm saying. Alright, alright. Our time here in this realm is rather limited, isn't it?
now that you mention it,
I suppose. You see how the pine cone is covered with scales? If you think about it as yourself and your life up until this moment, you can understand how each scale represents something, right?
I see.
I see. Your experiences and dreams and the things you hold dear. All those things are just the same as the scales on this pine cone.
Rosemarine.
There are times when one falls off or gets damaged, and you don't feel as whole anymore, but you learn to be without it, and find that losing one doesn't mean
Now that you mention it,
that you'll lose all the others. I've been meaning to tell you all about it for so long.
goodness sake.
For goodness sake. All these scales represent the path I've taken to reach you. And now that I'm by your side, I feel whole like never before. You see what I mean, don't you?
Shush it, you.
I do. I'm so glad I could finally tell you about it. Flock is one of these scales too. Did you know that he's...
For goodness sake.
Breathe, Rosemarine. You make me whole, Elise.
I'm here for you, Elise.
Hmm.
Oh, please. Oh,
Shush it, you! We ought to head back to town.
but
If you appoint tomorrow morning. Alright, alright. I'll be spending all my time with you at this rate.
I'm sorry.
For goodness sake.
Oh, but
She's so sweet. That Kuhan in the village square. Investigate the notes further, but I don't need to do that just yet. Ba-da, ba-da-da-da-ba-da. Hi, 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 hi. Alright, out with it, Lepkuhen.
you're really...
Hmm.
For goodness sake.
It's no use mocking me, Leb. What happened? It's no use giving me a half-hearted answer either. I promise I won't make too much of it, Lepkuhen. So am I. An altercation? Yeah. I'm allowed to lose my temper every once in a while, I'd say. Alright. Well, what did the old fool do? Here's Miss Elizabeth, the butchery, right in front of the children, and I may or may not have called him an ill-bred old fool. Either way, Father Hans sent me back to cleaning duty in church. Apparently, I meant to apologize to old Jockton sometime too.
This is ridiculous! Elise?
You promised you wouldn't make too much of it, Elise. Yeah,
Shush it!
since you won't. It's my duty, that's all there is to it. Which we both know you loathe, you more so than I, even. Just realized that it may not be what I want for myself. What is it you want, then?
I wonder...
Liar. You frown when you lie, and your brows twitch. You don't look me in the eye, and you're... to keep your promises, Elise. For your sins. I'm a clergywoman. That's enough, Lepkuhan. It's for you at least. You fiddle with your brooch when you lie. Huh?
For goodness sake.
How is that relevant?
Rather cute, aren't you?
Aren't you clever? I suppose you do. Loiter about with you again tomorrow, you say? Let's get going and I'll see you later tonight. And tomorrow too.
I see.
Tomorrow too, huh? I need to stop this stream before I die. Horseshoes scattered about, you say? Found them just past the locking ground spot.
Why in the Lord's name would anyone remove horseshoes? I wouldn't want to lend weight on... I don't want to lend weight to old Jockton's nonsense, but... The lads, they were hag-ridden, I tell you. This isn't the time, old Jockton. We must keep calm. Thank you for your time today, lads. I'll be moving along now. I have enough of wandering about. Never seemed so disheartened, I must say.
To think you lads didn't find even a trace.
We looked everywhere, Smarlin.
The peaks, the lakes. Heinrich and Tristan even followed the path to Primmeldorf.
I want to give it another thing first try. Another try first thing.
What are you saying, Maggie?
Yeah, that drawing of the horse is gnarly. It's like entirely in the eyes and the foaming at the mouth. It's rough. He's exhausted. I'd say he ran here by the looks of it. And that can't be. We only just made it back. We would have found him or heard him or... The same with the lost lads. You are haggard and no two ways about it. Look at it, gasping for breath. Oh, look at its eyes. Keep calm, Jokton. Thinking of nursing back to health, Eugen. I'm taking him back to the stables right now. I'll lend a hand, Eugen. You fools don't know how to touch that horse. Lord knows what the witch has done to it. Just get it some water and it's fine. He must have broken free from wherever he was being kept, I suppose. Broke off the reins and went back to Kieferberg. I can't think of... Nonsense, Bernard. It's best you show some restraint, Odiokton. This isn't... Old Stefan warned us about this. Oh, not this old Stefan nonsense again, you old fool. We need to keep calm, folks. Arguing about this won't... Have you no memory of his words, Hans? Gustav? He spoke of the ill fortune we'd have of the witch. Of the folks' livelihood slipping through their fingers. Old Stefan was a tortured lad on his deathbed, old Jokton. There is worse to come, folks. Mark my words. What do we do with him, Father? Just wait for him to tire himself out. That's all we can do. Come, folks. Let's head back to town. They're starting to get a little out of hand, aren't they? And an eye catcher. For little reason other than style. And that eye catcher is a perfect stopping point. And that's pretty good progress. So let me actually double check. Suspicion is down. 2 for Rosa Marie. 1 for Freya. 3 for Lebkuchen. And she said a certain thing to me twice, so that's a good stopping point. Thank you for spending time with me. I'll probably try doing... I want to try doing this again next week, just to go a little bit further. I have to decide how I want this to end. 'Cause I can do the good thing, or I can do the really painful thing, and I don't want to do the painful thing. At least not yet, at least not now. I didn't know she really wrapped me around her finger in like 5 seconds. I understand now. I understand. So, I hope you all have a wonderful night and a great weekend, and Lord have mercy on my gay